In this video, we're going to talk about something called digital rights management, or something we'll often abbreviate as DRM. Digital rights management is all about obtaining a customer's permission to use their photo or video however and wherever you'd like. We already talked about how there's two different ways to get content. The first is by collecting it on social channels, and the second is by collecting it on your website. Let's start with the first option and what Storybox does to make digital rights management simple. So within the dashboard, within the search section, I'm going to start by going to our search rules. If you remember earlier in video number 2, I showed you how to set up a basic search rule. So I'm going to go back now and I'm going to change one of these rules. You can see here that it says hashtag Southern Tide. I'm going to change that. So when I go in to edit this, I'm going to go into the advanced options. And down here, it says request rights, and that we highly recommend requesting rights for any non-company owned hashtag. Anything that might be more generic. I would highly recommend you consult your legal team about their sensitivity around using social content. Some of our clients use digital rights management, some do not, but we certainly make this available. Let me show you how this works. So I just enabled for hashtag Southern Tide digital rights management. You saw in video 2 how I approved this and it went live on your site. But now that I have the digital rights management enabled, you're going to see an intermediary step. But now that I've approved that, you'll see that we've got a pre-populated message. This is going to show up as a comment on their photo. So I'm telling them that I love their content and I want to use it on their site. And all they have to do to let me have permission is to use this hashtag go for it. Now you can change then any of this text. You can change the hashtag for approval. I can save that for the next time, or I could change my mind and approve this without permission. But let's say that I go ahead and do that. I'm going to request the rights. Now what we do is we commented for you on their photo, and we're going to keep this in a holding pattern for you in the content section until they give you permission. We'll get to the content section in a later video, but I just wanted to show you over here that if you go into the content section, there is a pending digital rights management view. That's going to show you the content that's waiting for approval. And I can see that this customer has not yet given me permission to use that content. As soon as they respond with that hashtag, we're going to update this for you and put this photo live on your website. So that's a quick overview of how digital rights management works for your aggregated content, for content you find on social channels. But let's talk about the second piece of content, and that's one that's submitted directly on your site. I showed you earlier, I'm just going to go through one more time. I'm going to show you a different flow than I did in video number 3. So I can select a photo album. I can scroll around, see all the different photos I have. I like that one, so I'll pick that. And then they've customized this to allow a caption. Again, that's completely optional. Once I put in that caption, put in some basic information, but here's the digital rights management piece. We obtained their permission and ownership of this content. That means you can do whatever you want with this content. Our clients, Levi's, Post Cereals, UNICEF, they've all actually used this content in commercials, and they were able to do that because they obtained ownership right here through Storybox. You could use these photos on product insert, on physical printed marketing materials, on TV, however you'd like, because you've obtained the digital rights. So those are the two different ways in which you can obtain digital rights through the Storybox platform. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to set up a product list within our system to help with tagging.